You're alive. I'm alive!
I'm live!
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Jeff and Dan Show. Yeah, that's what we do. This is my good buddy, Jeff. He's one of the hosts of the Jeff and Dan Show. We had to go out and find somebody named Jeff so we could, because Bob and Dan,
Work.
Yeah, anyways, this is Jeff.
Hey.
And I'm Dan, and we're doing the show live today from Dillsburg, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Your world capital headquarters for comedy, sex, and drugs.
Yeah.
Only one of which I'm actually any good at.
I don't even want to know which one. I'm just going to leave that go. Let it go.
Yeah.
Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Let it go. So, how was your week? Enough about you. Let's talk about us. How was your week, Jeff?
Pretty good. Pretty good. A couple of people died in my family. My extended family. Not that that's a good thing. It's just, really kind of sucks in a way. A couple of family members on my wife's side. So, how was your week?
Well, yeah, same thing. The angel of death didn't visit us, but he has sent us a postcard announcing his arrival very shortly.
Yeah.
No, I guess he did. We didn't visit us. Yeah, well, anyways.
Sort of.
Yeah, my uncle died Monday, I think. Tuesday. No, Wednesday. Shit, I can't remember. Yeah. You know what? It must have been Thursday. One of them.
One of these days this week.
Anyways, he died at 6 o'clock. I was getting off work, and I knew from Facebook he was having issues.
Yeah.
As Aunt Esther was asking for prayers and what have you, and we've known for a year that the time was short. He had a very odd disease. Now, first of all, I'm going to sound like I'm judging, and I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm just laying out some hard, cold facts.
Okay.
Smoking causes health issues.
Yes.
Now, I've said it before, just a side note, that I think vaping is way, way better for you.
Yeah.
But apparently nobody wants to join me on that bandwagon unless you're vaping.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I can't see what the big issue is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, they're burning their lungs with 7,000 chemicals by their own words and admission to 4.
Yeah.
No burn, room temperature.
Exactly.
I don't get it. But, okay. All right. Well, whatever. Anyways, Uncle Joe smoked.
Okay.
And he lived life pretty hard.
Okay.
So, he got COPD.
Okay.
Copped.
He got pulled over, so get out of the car.
I got COPD! And, yeah, and... Ah, crap. Yeah, I know. Okay. Yeah, Uncle Joe passed away 6 o'clock that night, Thursday night. And I went home, and Dad called me. I had talked to Mom the night earlier. Oh, that's right. I was telling you about Uncle Joe has a really weird disease.
Yeah.
He cannot... Well, he can't eat anything now. But he could not, in his last year of life, eat animals. Because of some weird protein in the lungs disease.
Oh, okay.
It's really, I never heard of such a thing.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
You've heard of it?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
And that was Uncle Joe's life. If he wasn't doing drugs or drinking or smoking, by golly, we was eating some rabbit or some cow.
Some rabbit. Damn.
No, rabbit's a good meal.
Yeah.
I don't think Uncle Joe did drugs anymore. I'm not even sure if he drank anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. But he smoked, and I'm convinced. You can sue me. But I'm convinced that smoking took his life.
Well, that sucks.
And just to add to 2019, he passed away. We also got news that Christy's best friend, Patty, her mom was given a couple weeks to live. Liver cancer.
Oh, man. That sucks, man.
Yeah.
Cancer's a bitch. Fuck cancer.
So it has just been not a good year as far as that goes. In fact, It's been kind of tough on my wife.
Yeah.
My other aunt died. My brother died. her mom died, so we're already up to 5 deaths.
Yeah.
And just kind of a sad year. But I got to thinking, we're getting older. This is going to be the norm.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll see more funerals now than we will see graduations and weddings. Yeah, yeah, which is unfortunate. Yeah, it's been a sad year for me. I mean, I've had quite a few people die, not only in my own family, and my wife's family, just friends, people that we knew.
Did you say Sonia, your cousin, passed away?
No, she's still alive.
Who's around Sonia that passed away?
Her mom.
Her mom.
My
Okay.
aunt, yeah, my aunt.
Okay.
Yeah, she passed away. She had smoked pretty much all her life too, and she ended up getting a cancer, and then my family's interesting when it comes to cancer. There's not a lot of like this crazy cancer, you know what I mean? Not like pancreatic cancer or you know what I mean, and stuff like that. It's like bowel cancer or stomach cancer or bladder cancer or lung cancer, but not like metastasizing all over your body kind of cancer. It's just they went in and they basically had to reduce one of her lungs in size, and she lived pretty okay even after that. I went down and saw her, for a while there. She was okay, but then it just kept getting to her.
Did she?
She just continued smoking. So
What's that?
she continued smoking. So, not saying she was asking for it. She lived a wholesome, healthy life, and I mean, for the most part. And I asked her. I said, she knew she was going. And I asked her. I said, do you feel like you got the most out of life? Do you feel like, what I mean, like you were cheated in any way? Do you feel like everything was good, it was wholesome, And she said, yeah, she had a great life and she loved it. So she was prepared, you know what I mean? It was one of those things where she was prepared. And her husband, they had been divorced for quite some time, but her husband had died, my uncle, last year, maybe 2 years ago. But it was they were very close together. They were still really good friends. I mean, one of those situations where if you, God forbid, you ever have to get a divorce, that you would still be able to be good friends no matter what, through thick and thin. I mean, they had 5 kids together, so there's a possibility that was one part of the thing that held them strong, but I do believe that they felt a mutual attraction to one another at one point in time. They loved one another very much, and I believe even at the end they still loved one another. But, things had taken them and pulled them apart, and she ended up, just moving on with her life. He ended up moving on with his. My family actually was friends with his new wife. Which was cool. I mean, she was a very nice lady. I'm sure she's still alive. So I mean, it was one of those situations. You know what I mean? Just like my uncle had married a woman, and they had gotten divorced back in the 70s when they got divorced, and she's always been my aunt my whole life. So it's kind of like, wow, hi Aunt Ginger. You know what I mean? So it's kind of one of those deals where it's like, wow, my whole life of, marriages not lasting has always been, the people have stuck together still. They were still friends. They were still friendly to one another. And it's very much like that for the most part. I mean, don't get me wrong, my uncle and my Aunt Ginger don't, they're not constantly in contact with one another. You know what I mean? They're not best friends.
What you doing?
They're civil, right? They're civil. So I took that to heart when it came to like myself getting married. I was kind of like, when I'm going to get married, I'm going to get married once. I'm going to love my wife forever, and that's it. No ifs, ands, or buts. And if something did happen, which was highly unlikely, but if something did happen, it would not be irrevocable. You know what I mean? We would still be able to talk to one another, you know what I mean, and hopefully be able to get along. But like I said, I don't ever foresee that happening. But
I don't either, but you know.
which brings me to an interesting point, and one of the topics for tonight.
Okay.
Ghosting.
Ghosting.
Do you know what ghosting is?
I know what it is in dating.
It's a new social term. Yeah. What do you think it is in dating?
Well, you know, hey, you want to get together for coffee? Yeah, okay. All right, I'll meet you such place at 8 o'clock.
Right.
8:15. It's going to be here any minute now. Any minute.
Right.
8:16.
Yeah.
The next day.
Yeah. Still not there, son of a bitch. I need another coffee. I can stay awake.
She must have had to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
But that's probably what just standing somebody up is probably a general.
That is for the most part what ghosting is. But there are some nuances to that. Imagine you were to go and text somebody and say, "Hey man, let's meet for dinner." And you were able to see that text, and that person doesn't say anything whatsoever. But you know that they read it. So you say it again. "Hey man, why don't we hook up for dinner and let's go, go together. I'll even buy you dinner." And you know they saw it. They just completely ignored it. That's also considered ghosting. That shit has happened to me recently. Somebody friended me on Facebook, a person that you and I are mutually acquainted with in different ways.
Oh.
Yeah. Somebody that runs a restaurant portion of a club that you go to.
Oh, yeah.
I talked to him. He friended me on Facebook. Out of the blue. I was going to, but at the same time, I was kind of like, since I got away from my filmmaking career stuff and sort of stayed away from the people that I'm friends with that way, I kind of got down to the point where I was like, I wasn't friending a bunch of people. You know what I mean? I wanted to create the friendships of, family and, just sort of keep it, short, small. Because I left Facebook for quite some time due to privacy policies and issues, and decided to go after 4 years and get back on there. But
I'm trying to get off.
I know. I know. It's no November. I'm trying to get off too. You guys can't see what's going on in the private area.
I just want to show both my hands right now.
But no, he friended me, and I said, "Okay, cool." I accepted the friend request, and then I started to talk to him over messaging, and the messaging was going good, and I was like, "Dude, we got to get together sometime, catch up for dinner." Nothing, and I'm just like, "Okay, well, he read it." And then I was like, "Dude, let's get together for dinner, man. Sometime. I'll even buy. You know what I mean? Just to catch up. That's all I want to do. I just want to catch up." Again, read it. Didn't respond either way. Now I thought, oh well, maybe it's late at night. Maybe you just got a lot of stuff to do. A couple days went by, still didn't hear anything. Nothing. Not a thing. And I just sort of said, or not. So. Ghosting sucks, you know what I mean? Because the way that you mentioned it sucks, because not only are you taking your time out, you're losing, your momentum, your energy, your feelings, that kind of ghosting, the one you're talking about. But the one that I'm talking about is just like...
Not only did the person stand you up, they just blocked you out.
Right, exactly. They head fucked you all the way across the board. Now, I didn't waste any time. I didn't waste any effort. I didn't have to, drive out someplace and get dissed. It happened all in one spot, in one location. But a good explanation of just, hey, man, this is the reason why. You know what I mean? You pissed me off, or I can't do it this right now, or I just don't want to deal with that kind of shit right now. Nothing. You know what I mean? So now that person's just mind fucking you. You know what I mean? Just
okay, you weren't texting, you were messaging.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can tell if somebody sees it right away.
Right. Yeah. With
When they
Facebook,
see
you can
it.
tell. Yeah, because the bubble goes down and it shows their picture. Hey, I've seen this. Now, when I asked the first time, I thought, oh, maybe he just got busy. And then I waited a couple of minutes and I asked again. This time I gave it a little more effort. Bubble went down, nothing. And I'm just like, what the hell does that even mean? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not asking you to suck your dick or anything. I just want to get together and have dinner and then fucking have a good time. You know what I mean? Have a couple beers and shit, you know?
Well, I know this is going to sound cliche,
Okay.
but I got to say the first part that sounds cliche. You got to just forget about it.
Oh, yeah.
Because, and this is why it's not a cliche,
Right.
there literally could be 1,000 different reasons as to why he didn't. And you did acknowledge that just a little bit ago.
I did.
Could be busy, whatever.
I did.
So don't focus on the negative that could have happened.
I typically wouldn't. And I'm not a person to fret. I don't fret over shit. You know what I mean? My wife hates the fact that I don't fret over shit. I go to bed every night with a clean conscience. I don't sit there and I don't concentrate on the shit that happened throughout the day. I don't worry about stuff. I don't fucking care. You know what I mean? I just get to the point where I'm just like, fuck it, I'm going to bed. You know what I mean? And that's it. And I wipe the slate clean. But the thing that got me...
I'll take that, Gene.
Yeah. The thing that got me, though, was he just friended me. Okay?
He took this initiative.
Exactly. Now, if it had been a situation where I had just come in and, you know, he and I had been friends on Facebook for 5 years, and I just out of the blue came to him and said, hey, man, let's do this. Let's get together and have some dinner. And he ghosted me then I would just be like, I guess he's just got other shit to do. You know what I mean? I wouldn't typically think about it otherwise. But yeah, he had just friended me. And it seemed like the conversation we were having back and forth was going well. But then just out of the blue, like, you know what I mean? I'm just like, you know, he wanted to find out how I was doing. I told him straight up, you know, ever since I left filmmaking, I've, you know, done more things with my own life, you know? And yeah, just all of a sudden he just, I don't know. It's one of those things. I don't really want to speculate. I don't want to be like, oh, well, he's a dick for that, because it's not really that. But it is the exact thing of ghosting. He ghosted.
It could have been some courtesy involved on the other end. Like, yeah, that'd be great, but like right now my schedule's kind of full.
Right. Could be that.
In the future.
Could be that, but it would just be just as easy just to say that. Hey, man, my schedule's fucked up right now. You know what I mean? That would have given me at least a little bit. Now it's just kind of like, he almost like he's trying to stick a stick in my brain. He's just like, what do you think, man? You know what I mean? Trying to fuck with me. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of like...
I don't particularly know him that particularly well.
I know. And that's the thing, man. I've, like, slept with the guy. I don't mean had sex with him. I'm sorry, folks. I mean, we were on set filming a show, and he like literally was sleeping in the same room or right next to me. You know, we weren't cuddling or anything, but you know, we were sleeping in very similar areas. We slept together, like in the same building. We ate food together. We worked together. This guy was one of the hardest working guys I've ever met. And
I slept with your friend Eric.
All right. Eric wants to hear that.
He's my friend too, but
yeah.
It sounded better that way. Anyways, go ahead.
No. But that's, you know, that's just the thing. And I'm not upset. You know what I mean? If he comes to me and he says, hey, man, look, you know, I just got really busy that night. That's cool. You know, I have always been really smooth about that kind of shit. If somebody just comes and says, hey, man, look, it was just a fucked up time, or, you know, or even just hey, man, I don't really want to get together with you, you know, because of this. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think too many people would even have the
audacity to do that, the balls.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't even know that that's the situation. Or maybe it is the situation.
Every time we're on the damn show. Every damn time.
I know, right? It's always like it's scheduled or something.
No, he was like somebody, producers.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to do a show. What the hell are you going to do? But no, so yeah, ghosting. So that
Yep.
kind of is just a really shitty, like, social thing that we didn't have back in the 90s, but we do now.
Yeah. I keep harking back to two events that happened to me, and it's Facebook. And I'll be somewhat honest.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here and say my feelings were hurt. Let me tell you what, it stung.
Okay.
There was a little sting.
Okay.
I've seen this twice now on Facebook.
Okay.
Two different people. Something along the lines of, I'm going to clear my friends out and list up. I'm going to delete a lot of friends. So,
Yeah.
I don't know why they announced this,
Yeah.
but it's happened twice.
Yeah.
And then they disappear from my friends list.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's just like, okay, maybe I'm a jerk. No, I don't think so, because everybody loves my Facebook.
Right. Yeah, well, it's just, yeah. I mean, you're
But
a comedy guy.
what I don't unfriend anybody.
Right.
I don't see a need to.
Right. Exactly. If you don't want to hear what they have to say, just unfollow them.
Or
you don't even have to
yeah.
do that. You know what I mean? It's like everybody's bound to have a bad day. People are all the time. There's so many fucking keywords now. Fish booking, where people are fishing for a compliment.
Fish
You know what I mean?
booking.
Yeah, it's called fish booking. There's also vague booking. Vague booking is where people post something really vague, like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that happened to me," and you're just like, "All right, I'll bite." What? You know what I mean? That's vague booking. There's just so many things that, like, people do all the time. One of the ones that really, really super annoys me is when people say shit like, "I don't typically do this." Bitch, your fucking timeline is nothing but you don't do this. What the fuck, man? This is bullshit. You do this. That's the problem. So those can tend to be kind of annoying.
What do you call it on Facebook whenever somebody goes off like, and if I ever see your face around this place again, I'm going to kick your ass.
I don't know.
Have you ever seen stuff like that?
I have, yeah.
Who do you think's going through that trouble of going through your page, especially if they're not your friend,
Yeah.
would go and read that?
Yeah.
Oh, he pissed me off. I'm going to go look at his Facebook.
Yeah.
I've seen this a couple times, and I just... Okay.
Yeah, you're just kind of like, all right, man, whatever.
I also thought of something else. I don't unfriend anybody. Do you know who I'm friends with on Facebook? The account probably isn't even any good anymore.
Yeah.
I don't even know his real name, but his name was Spence, or Spencer.
Okay.
Mike Spence.
Oh, yeah.
You know who I'm talking about now?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I'm still...
Or Mark. Mark Spencer.
Mark, yeah.
Mark Spencer, yeah.
I'm still his Facebook friend. Again, I haven't seen nothing from him or anything, and I think he's got a couple accounts or whatever.
Yeah, he's probably pushed on to different accounts. It happens.
He was a different fella.
Yeah, he was unique. I gave him an A+ for his effort, though. You know what I mean? He really did want to help. But he did really want to eat everything, too.
Really?
It was like, hey, man, we got some sandwiches left.
We had some sandwiches.
Where the fuck did they go? He's all like fucking curdling shit up in his shirt, walking out. I'm like, dude, what's up, man? I'm like, are you starving? Because if you are, man, I'd be more than happy to feed you.
Maybe.
But yeah.
Maybe.
That could be. Him and his boy, and they were, like I said, they were nice people. They were a little overzealous. They wanted to do a little bit too much. They wanted to be involved a little bit too much more than, and they kind of, according to a few people that I worked with during that movie, they were they tended to rub people weirdly, like. Not like, oh, your cock, or nothing like that, but, you know what I mean? It didn't rub you the wrong way. They just rubbed you weird, you know what I mean? Like they...
I have that tendency once in a while. I'll have to say about 15% of the people, their impression of me is probably He's a little off for me.
Yeah. Well, that's me too. That's me too. A lot
Don't
of
you
people,
think that's a little higher than average?
what? To be bizarre?
Thought of
Unique?
bizarre like that.
I think it's different. I think it's different, but at the same time, I think people don't. People have to learn to take you for who you are. First of all, we know that, right? We know
Right.
that. But at the same time, they don't. They don't have to do that. They can just sort of be annoyed with you.
Or yeah.
A great for instance is my Facebook friends and family. I would have to say about 50% of them don't follow me. Because shit that I post on Facebook is just either really far out there, or it's very either political, or it's too heady. Way too much information. You know what I mean? Where people are just like, I don't want to have to read all his shit all the time. And there's just certain times where my stuff will pop up a whole lot, you know? And it's like, So I know that people unfollow me. And it's very easy to tell who kind of unfollows you. Just pay attention.
I don't want to know.
Well, neither do I, really. But just pay very close attention to who's actually liking and saying shit to your stuff.
Dude, I got like 7 people.
Yeah. 7 people that don't, or 7 people that
7 people that
your
like
shit?
my shit regularly.
Yeah, exactly.
And I always thought they just feel bad for me. They're just liking it because have you ever done that?
What?
I have a Facebook friend. That person posts stuff regularly.
Right.
Rarely a like or a comment.
On your stuff. Or
No.
from you.
No. They post stuff
yes,
on their
yes,
wall.
Yes.
On their page.
Yes. I have some friends like that, yes. And I feel bad. And I'm
I
like,
do
I
too.
never see their shit like getting liked or hearted or anything, and I'm just like,
So I like.
I always like their stuff.
I like and comment just to.
Right. Just to make them feel a little bit better, like they've got friends.
Then on the other hand, maybe they don't feel that way because I've been on Twitter a lot these last couple months.
Yes.
And I like it.
Yeah.
But
Twitter's the shit.
nobody likes my stuff. Nobody likes my comments. Nobody.
Right.
The only thing I get are followers that just joined this month and they're hot as hell, and followers that just joined this month and they're high as hell.
Yeah.
Those are the only 2 people that fucking follow me.
Welcome to the Jeff and Dan Show Facebook or Twitter page. That's exactly the way it is. We post shit on there, and we rarely ever get liked. Like, our stuff is hilarious.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
funny.
it's great stuff.
Yeah.
83% beef.
Yeah, exactly.
That's absolutely gold mine.
Exactly.
Or golden. But
Yes.
yeah, not a damn peep out of it, huh?
Exactly. But I have discovered that there are some things that I do have tools to be able to fix that, and I am working on that, as a matter of fact. Our Twitter tool page, we have a tool page for our show that's going to actually get us out there a lot more. I figured out ways to be able to sort of get new followers, too.
Yeah, search engine optimization is kind of like what you're getting at, isn't it?
SEO, no, actually.
Except it's the reverse around.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's that, but it's in the way of Twitter. So instead of like going to Google and doing a search and then optimizing all of that, it's doing it through Twitter search and optimizing what you're searching on Twitter. But we actually have tools. We have a tool set that we're going to start using. I haven't completely built it up yet. I've been testing it and playing with it and stuff. But I've been kind of waiting for the perfect time to sort of enact this thing.
Who knows? Maybe it's right around the corner.
Yeah.
Maybe you need a sign.
It could be. It could be. But yeah.
There's your sign.
So that's it, man. So we talked about some social assholery. We did.
I love that word.
That's basically
Assholery.
Basically it. But yeah, we talked about that and we talked about ghosting, which was part of what we wanted to talk about. So
I love that word too. I've always been fascinated with ghosts.
yeah.
Yeah.
So ghosting is even fun. Yeah. We should come up with our own reasons for ghosting.
Well, hey everybody, thanks for eavesdropping.
Yes. We've had a good time. If you like what you saw, like, subscribe, comment, let us know. We shall talk to you.
And if you don't like our stuff, like it anyways, and come on, have some charity.
Yeah, very good. So anyway, this is the Jeff and Dan Show. You can find our Twitter and Facebook pages flashing right there. There's Twitter, and
With the little bird.
Yes, and there's Facebook.
There's Facebook right there.
So definitely, we will talk to you guys soon. I am Jeff.
I'm Dan, and I forgot to tell them. Be sure to tune in next minute whenever Jeff and I talk about bad breath.
Ooh.
And we're going to talk a little bit more. If I'm not too pissed off,
okay,
we're going to talk about credit.
Ooh, credit.
And what are you going to talk about?
I'm going to talk about the Jesus and Mary chain, but we'll talk about that soon.
Jerry, Jesus, and Mary chain.
Jerry and Mises chain. Very good. All right, you guys, have fun.
Thank you. Good night.
See ya.